So when you hear the name John Milton, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably Paradise Lost, right? But today, we're going to dig into something different. A much smaller, way more mysterious work. A performance written to celebrate a woman so admired, she was treated like a living goddess. Let's find out who she was.
Okay, so the show kicks off with this incredible image. Picture it, a group of nymphs and shepherds just stumble onto the scene, and they are completely floored by what they see. The way Milton writes it, it's so immediate, so intense. You realize right away, they're not just looking at some queen or a noble lady. No, they're in the presence of someone they think is literally divine.
And that right there is the big question hanging over this whole thing. Who on earth was this woman? Who could get a genius like John Milton to write about them like this? To figure that out, we first got to dive into the world he built just for her. So Milton doesn't just set this party at some fancy English estate. No, that would be too simple. He creates a whole mythical pastoral paradise called Arcadia. But here's the twist. This isn't the Arcadia from the old myths. It's supposed to be even better. So what we're actually looking at here is a very specific and super lavish kind of party entertainment. It's not really a play, but it's not just a party either. It was something special, something called a masque. Okay, so try to picture this. It's the 17th century, you're a super wealthy noble, and you've got a big celebration coming up. What do? You hire a famous poet, you get the best musicians, and you have them create this totally unique one-night-only performance. And the best part? The guests, other nobles, would often get to participate, all dressed up as gods and goddesses. It was like immersive theater for the 1%. And this quote, it just nails Milton's point perfectly. He literally has characters from the original Arcadia, the famous one from Greek myth, show up and say, wow, our place is kind of stony and rough compared to this. They're invited to just pack up their flocks and move here to serve the lady of this place? I mean, that's not just flattery. That's Milton basically declaring that this place and its queen are on a whole other level. All right, so as our nymphs and shepherds wander into this amazing new world, they're met by a guide. This is our narrator, the guy who's going to explain everything. This guide is called the Genius of the Wood, and he's kind of a guardian spirit, a protector of this specific land. Think of him as the ultimate insider. He knows all the secrets of the place, and his entire reason for being is to serve the mysterious lady in charge. If anyone can explain why she's so special, it's him. And Milton gets really specific about what this guy does all day. This isn't some vague, floaty spirit. He has a job description. He's like a divine gardener and a security guard all rolled into one. He's out there protecting the trees, cleaning up evil dew, fixing storm damage, and even warding off bad vibes from the planets. Seriously, his only job is to make sure this little slice of heaven stays absolutely perfect for its lady. But what makes the genius truly special isn't all the gardening and guarding he does. Nope. It's what he can hear. He can perceive a sound that is completely silent to the rest of us mortals. So this is a nod to a really cool old idea called the music of the spheres. The theory was that the planets, as they move through space in their perfect orbits, created this beautiful, divine harmony. The genius is saying, hey, when you guys are all asleep, when your human senses are shut down, that's when I'm awake, listening to this cosmic symphony. And here's the key takeaway. This isn't just some nice background noise. According to the genius, this heavenly music is the force that keeps the entire universe in balance. And even that perfect, divine, universe-ordering music is the only thing he thinks is worthy enough to praise the lady they're all there to see. The hype is getting real. Okay, so at this point, the praise has hit a fever pitch. The genius is about to lead everyone into the presence of this incredible woman. And just listen to the language he uses. This powerful, ancient spirit calls her home a princely shrine and says he adores her with low reverence. The buildup is just immense. For the guests in the masque and for us, you're just dying to know, who is she? And then a song comes in and just lays it all out on the table. It says flat out that even in the legendary Arcadia itself, they've never seen a queen this amazing. She is, without a doubt, the greatest of all time. The mystery is about to be solved. 75th. Yep. This whole mind-blowing, mystical, divine performance, It was all for a birthday party.
The so-called goddess at the heart of all this was a very real person, Alice Spencer, the Countess Dowager of Derby. She was a hugely powerful and respected matriarch of a major noble family. And, importantly, she was a big-time patron of the arts. This whole masque was her family's way of saying happy birthday.
So just think about that. This entire magical world was built for one single night, May 4th, 1634, at her own home, the Harefield Estate, to celebrate her 75th birthday. And those nymphs and shepherds? They were probably her own grandkids and relatives, all putting on a show for her. So you might be thinking, okay, that's a sweet story, but why are we still talking about a birthday party from the 1600s? Well, because for John Milton, this wasn't just a one-off gig. You could say it was a dress rehearsal.
Writing arcades for the Spencer family gave Milton a chance to play around with ideas, themes, and characters that would become absolutely foundational for his next and much more famous piece of work. I mean, look at the parallels. They're just impossible to ignore. The very next thing Milton writes is another masque for the same family, a much bigger one called Comus. And guess what? It also has a wise, guiding spirit character, and it dives even deeper into those same themes of virtue and divine music. Arcades was basically the blueprint, the sketch before the masterpiece. And all this leaves us with a pretty cool question to chew on, right? What really makes someone a legend? Is it the life they lived, or is it the art that gets made about them? Alice Spencer was, no doubt, an important woman, but the reason we remember her today is because a young John Milton wrote this stunning tribute for her 75th birthday, turning a real person into a timeless, godlike figure. It really makes you think about the incredible power of art to shape a legacy, doesn't it?